Kodandyananda, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Manithya Kodandyananda, but you can call me Kodandi. And I am here to talk about the rest of yoga. And today I want to talk a little bit about living without money, because in my last video I talked about giving everything up. And there was an interesting comment that came up and I was going to reply to it, but you know, I thought I have so much to say on this topic, I might as well make another video. And I have made videos on this topic in the past about living without money, because this is an ongoing project in my life that I have had for years, even before I met my guru, even before I decided to take up a monastic lifestyle. I have been working to live outside of society and to live without money and to live without being bound to these sorts of capitalist institutions. And so it is certainly possible to live without money. And I am doing it to the extent that I am willing. And that's the thing, because there are certain things that I have found in my experience that I just have not been able to find a way to get without money. But we'll get to that, because I'm sure some of you are wondering, like, why would you even want to do this? And how is it even possible? I'm sure in your little brains it's like, what is going on here? So I want to live in a world where I have relationships with people that are built on love and trust and helping each other out and being able to call up a friend when I am in need and getting my needs met and helping other people get their needs met. I don't want to live in a world where everything is financial transaction based. This is the world that I'm imagining that I want to live in. And so for years, and I'm talking about, you know, I mean, this is something I've been interested in for, 10, 15 years. I have been building up this alternative economic network in my life. And these things exist. There are co-ops, there are all sorts of informal economies out there. There are all sorts of people interested in barter and trade. This is real, this exists. People are out there interested in this, willing to do this for all different sorts of things. It's just a matter of building up the relationships with people, because this is all based on relationships and trust and proving yourself to people and taking care of them as you expect them to take care of you. And there are so many people in my life that I am there for them when they need help, and they are there for me when I need help. So many people in my life. I haven't paid rent since 2017. I rarely need to buy food. And right now I'm actually running a Feed the Homeless program. And this past week we had so much food, so much food. It was just overflowing amounts of food, all for free. And I eat with the people that I'm serving. I eat the same food. There is so much free food available that I am able to run a program and serve the homeless camps. This week we served 2 separate homeless camps. Usually it's just one. Or I was in charge of serving 2 homeless camps. My other team member, her car was also full, and she went out and she was in charge of serving 2 other homeless camps. So there was so much free food available this week. And, so many other things. Clothes, I rarely buy clothes. Shoes, I can't remember the last time I had to buy a pair of shoes. There's people people throw out brand new shoes, people give away brand new shoes, all sorts of stuff that I am able to get without money. Things that are either discarded or things that people are willing to trade or barter for. It's something that I have been working on for years. And so it's definitely been a process. Now, if you're having a hard time imagining how this works, it's simply because the system has us so trained to think of money as the only thing that's valuable, and to put this dollar sign on everything in the world, and to only value things that have a dollar sign, that if something is free, that it doesn't have any value. And that's a very that's a very capitalist, a very wrong, very non-integrated way to think about the world, and to think about our lives, and to think about the resources in our lives. There are so many wonderful, beautiful, free things in this world that we should be valuing. And just because they don't have a dollar sign on them, I mean, that doesn't mean that they're not worth something. And, you know, in Hinduism, there's a very different approach towards money than what we see in the West and what we see in Christian religions. In Hinduism, knowledge is given freely, so much is given freely, but people are expected to support the guru, to support the temple priest, to support the temple, you know, the rest of the administration and the workings of the temple and the ashrams. And so by living in an ashram, living in, you know, an adinam, you know, the people that are living there, that are running it, the religious people, the monks, and you know, the various other types of religious people, they are living there for free. They are being provided for by the community who is taking care of them. And so that is how it is possible for monks and other religious people to give up everything and live with nothing, because they are being cared for by their community, who sees the value in living a religious lifestyle. And they want the world to have people living a religious lifestyle. They want their temple to have priests. They want their temple to have monks. They want their ashrams to be full of monks. They want, you know, the elderly people to be able to take sannyas and live out the end of their lives in a spiritual way, and to, you know, spend the rest of their lives in an ashram, things like that. So people that do have money give it freely, or give whatever other donations. I don't know. I don't want to say that, you know, money is the only thing that can be given. I don't want to put limits on these things, because I don't want to limit anyone's thinking or imagination on what is possible. You know, the economy is not just money. Wealth is not just money. There is so much wealth in this world. And hi, John Wilkins. When we look at Lakshmi herself, the goddess of abundance, there are 8 forms of Lakshmi, and only one of those 8 forms is money. So there are 7 other types of Lakshmi, 7 other types of wealth and abundance that are not money. And only when we can appreciate and access those other types of wealth and abundance can we become really, truly wealthy and abundant. And so yeah, that's how it's possible to live without money. It all starts with just expanding your mind and thinking that it's even possible to do this. So thank you all for joining me today, and Nityanandam.